Hey guys, NASCAR Mobile 48 back again, and welcome back to another tier list episode. And in today's episode, we're going to be doing the 2021 NASCAR schedule, not the 2020 schedule or just all the NASCAR tracks, but the new NASCAR tracks that will be on the 2021 schedule next year. And we got a lot of road courses, and when I mean a lot, we got six. And then we got like one new, just regular racetrack. But once again, we're gonna rate them how they were last time. This one we have, beautiful scenes. I like that. Average needs work, and you just need to bulldoze the facility. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, we have Martinsville Speedway. Martinsville Speedway, I'll just say I like that. It's a good short track. Like, out of the three short tracks, it's in the middle. It's not better than Bristol, and it's way better than Richmond. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and start off with that. Now, Richmond Raceway. That track needs work. I wouldn't say bulldoze it, but that track needs work because I don't know, it just does not put on the best racing. When was the last time you saw a good race at Richmond? I can't because I never saw one. Anyway, moving on. Next up, Talladega. That simple. Beautiful scenes. Talladega, just one of the beautiful scenes. I said this in my last episode of my NASCAR tier list. Beautiful scenes. Talladega's just, that's where it is, guys. That's where it's at. Next up is Dover. Dover, my favorite driver has the most wins here. It's an average track. I would say that it doesn't really put on the best racing, but I do like Dover and stuff. So I'll just say it's average because not really like my favorite racetrack. Like when we go to Dover, it's like an average racetrack and stuff. So it's average, just like that. Next up is New Hampshire Motor Speedway, which I like. I like New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I feel like New Hampshire Motor Speedway is the most underrated NASCAR track on the schedule. It has to be the most underrated one, because it's all the way up north, and it's had some great races. Like we had some great racing between Blaney, Hamlin, and Keselowski earlier this year. Last year, it was a good battle at the end between Hamlin and Keselowski. No, Hamlin and Harvick. In 2018, Harvick and Kyle Busch were going at it. In 2017, I don't know who was racing. I forgot. But yeah, I think New Hampshire, it's a good track. I'll say I like that. Not really my favorite track. Not a beautiful scene to me, but it's a pretty decent track. But I have to say it's like one of the most underrated NASCAR tracks on the schedule. Now to our first mile and a half racetrack, Homestead Miami Speedway. I like Homestead Miami Speedway. Not really my favorite, but it's a pretty good, um, you know, um, mile and a half racetrack. It's a basic oval and stuff. It's just it's just basic, but it's still a good racetrack. Like if I had to say between Phoenix and Homestead being the championship finale, we have to say Homestead because Phoenix not really the track that puts on the best racing. Like when I heard Phoenix was going to be the championship finale, I was not really all for it because Phoenix doesn't really put on the best racing. Homestead does, even though Homestead could get a bit bland or boring sometimes. It still does put on some exciting racing, especially on that outside line when that comes into play with drivers who mostly take like the middle or the inside line. So I go with Homestead. Now Kansas. Kansas, people say is the best mile and a half racetrack that we have, but I would say it goes. I like it. I don't think it's average. I don't love it. It's a decent mile and a half racetrack to me. It people like there's an argument people could say yes, it's the best mile and a half racetrack we have, but it's also pretty deadly because we've had some horrific crashes at Kansas lately, and they have not just been looking good. So I'd say Kansas is. I like that track. It's a pretty decent racetrack. Moving on to Auto Club. Auto Club Speedway. I like the racetrack. Now you're thinking, wait, why do you like Auto Club? Well, Auto Club. Auto Club in Michigan don't really put on the best racing. Like their 2 mile tracks, 200 laps, 400 miles and stuff. Auto Club Speedway, I think, is a pretty decent track. All the festivities nearby, like you can see the Rocky Mountains by the backstretch, and then not only that, you could also see you can see the beach. It's by the beach. I think it's by the beach. I don't know. I've never been Auto Club, but I would love to go to Auto Club, especially since this is going to be the last 2 mile Auto Club race. Because well, actually in 2022, it will be a short track, and we'll see how that one turns out. Hopefully, it's better than Richmond. I feel like it will be better than Martinsville, maybe by a little bit, but it cannot be Bristol. But I think Auto Club Speedway, it has to be right there. I like that track. Now, oh, like I said earlier, Bristol. Beautiful scenes. Bristol is the best short track ever. Old Bristol and Bristol now and Bristol in the modern era, they're all great races. They all put on great races. 500 laps, 500 miles, the Food City 500, the Bristol Night Race, the Bristol All Star Race. They're all pretty good. Well, the Bristol All Star Race was kind of disappointing, but hey, it was a decent race. But yeah, Bristol I'd say has to be, once again, I said this in my last video, beautiful scenes. Now, Indianapolis, not the Indianapolis Raceway, which will go right here, but the Indy Road Course. And I think for the first ever debut for the Cup Series on the Indy Road Course is going to be great. It was great for the Xfinity Series, so no doubt it should be great for the Cup Series. So I cannot wait to see what the Indy Road Course could do for the Cup Series. But like I said from the Xfinity Series, it's a beautiful track, a great racetrack. So I'd say Indianapolis Motor Speedway, or actually the Indy Road Course, is a beautiful scene. So I can't wait for next year. We got some road courses that are gonna come into play. Chase Elliott could win this one, or maybe Chase Briscoe. We'll see. Darlington. I'd say, like I said in the last one, I'd say Darlington has to be beautiful scenes because ever since I've been, racing at Darlington in NASCAR Heat 5 and watching it, it puts on some pretty good races. If especially like last year's Southern 500 was pretty good. So I can't lie, Darlington's one of the good racetracks. The egg-shaped racetrack. I have to say Darlington. Not bad, not bad. So I'd say Darlington is a beautiful scene. Next up, Atlanta Motor Speedway. At first, before 2020, Atlanta was right here. After 2020, it's right here. Like I said in the last episode, terrible race. Just, just awful. Just awful. And they say NASCAR drivers and NASCAR fans, they all hate repaves, but Atlanta kind of needs one. But I don't know. It's probably gonna make the track even worse. So I don't know what you could do with Atlanta at this point. And it's gonna get two dates in 2021. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. Because the first Atlanta race is bad, the second one's gonna be bad. All right, let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. Michigan. I'd say Michigan is average. It doesn't put on the better racing than Auto Club because Auto Club doesn't put on good racing either. But I say Michigan is not really the best either because when I hear Michigan on the schedule, okay, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be an okay racetrack. So yeah. Next up, Road America. I am. I would put it right here, but I like Road America, but I'm gonna put it. I like it. I wouldn't say I love it yet. I'm because I'm already exaggerating with the Indy Road Course and stuff. But with Road America, I'm not really so sure because that sometimes Road America could be a little bit boring because it's super long and stuff. But I'm glad NASCAR, the Cup Series, is going to race on Road America. It's just that it's a long racetrack, so a long road course. So there's some things to expect and not to expect, but I'd say Road America. I like it right now. It's a good road course, but I'll put on. I like that. I wouldn't say it's a beautiful scenes or one of my favorites. Now Nashville Super Speedway. I'm gonna put it on. I like that. I've never seen Nashville Super Speedway. I'm probably gonna be going there next year. Maybe we'll see. But I'm gonna put it on. I like that because I think it's like sort of like Dover and stuff. So I can't wait to see what Nashville's gonna be like for the Cup Series, like another intermediate racetrack. I wouldn't put it on beautiful scenes, because some people said, "Oh, Nashville Super Speedway, you got the wrong track. You got to get Nashville Fairgrounds." But Nashville Fairgrounds, not bad, pretty good short track. But Nashville Super Speedway, you got to give it a shot. So I have to see the first race at Nashville Super Speedway. If it's good, I'll put it in beautiful scenes. If it's not, probably keep it here, move it down to average. I don't know, because I like intermediate tracks. Like I don't hate them, but I like them. Next up, Phoenix. I'd say Phoenix is average because, like I said, when I was comparing it to Homestead, it, doesn't really put on the better racing than Homestead. So it's going to take a little while for us to get used to Phoenix being the championship race, but we'll see what happens because I wish NASCAR, with the All-Star race that they did this year, starting to switch it up year after year, having it Charlotte 2019, Bristol 2020, Texas next year. So maybe switch it up. Maybe 2022 have a different championship race. We'll see, but I don't think NASCAR, is type of sport that would do that, but yeah, we'll see. But anyway, I put Phoenix in average. Pocono, I think Pocono needs work. It does not put on great racing either. It's too long, and when I said with Michigan, same thing with Pocono. When we go to Pocono, I'm like, oh crap. So, man, I'm just roasting these tracks 2 weeks in a row. But yeah, Pocono needs work. I don't know. It's a unique racetrack, the Tricky Triangle, but it looks cool. It sounds cool, but the racing is not really that cool. So, needs work. Now the Roval, my favorite road course on the Cup schedule, or I love it. The road, I cannot wait for the Charlotte Roval. Not really. I just can't. I just like Charlotte Roval. Like, between them, Watkins Glen, and Sonoma, I think it's a really good road course and stuff. Now, if the Daytona road course was on here, I don't see it, but if it was on here, I probably put in I like that. It was an okay race, but I like the Daytona road course. The Daytona road course in rain, whew, man, that's gonna be for surprise. Will it rain on the week of the Busch Clash? We'll see. But I put Charlotte Roval in beautiful scenes as my favorite road course, but not yet. Charlotte Motor Speedway, I'd say it's an average racetrack. The Coca-Cola 600 is famous and stuff, but Charlotte, it's an okay racetrack. It's average, not really the best. Mile and a half, So I put it in average. Now Watkins Glen, I do love Watkins Glen. Watkins Glen puts on some pretty cool road course races, so you got to put Watkins Glen in beautiful scenes. I can't wait to see Chase Elliott probably go 3 for 3 at Watkins Glen ever since he got his first career win. So we'll see what happens at Watkins Glen next year. But yeah, Watkins Glen, it has to be up here. Wow, we got 3 road courses and the beautiful scenes. 3 road courses in no mile and a half so far. Now next is Sonoma. Sonoma, I'd say it's tough, but Sonoma, I have to say it's average because it doesn't really put on the best races either. It's an okay road course, but out of all 6 of the road course, I think Sonoma is like the least anybody would care about. Because Sonoma's been around for a while, and people don't really like it. Like, we haven't seen a good Sonoma race since 2016 when Tony Stewart got his final win. But Sonoma, it's an okay racetrack, but I have to put it in average because it's not really my favorite road course, or to be honest, the best road course out there. Texas Motor Speedway, I'd say Texas Motor Speedway is beautiful scenes because the facility, it's pretty cool. Even though it doesn't put on great racing, Texas Motor Speedway, it's technically not my home track. My home track would be Bristol because I was born in Tennessee, but Texas as a home, where I live, it's a really cool racetrack. But one day I will go to Bristol. But back to Texas. Texas is a nice track. Daytona, not even going to say anything. Of course, it has to be in beautiful scenes. Next up is Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Las Vegas Motor Speedway has to go, and I like that because it's a pretty good mile and a half racetrack. Even though it's in the desert and stuff, out in the middle of nowhere. There's probably like a military base by it. I'm not sure. It's in Sin City, but Las Vegas does put on some pretty good shows. Like the 2 Las Vegas races this year were pretty good. I like the one in February more, but hey, they were both pretty good races. So Las Vegas, them and Kansas are like the top 2 best mile and a half racetracks we have. And then finally, last and definitely not least, Circuit of the Americas. I will probably be going to Circuit of the Americas in 2021, and I'm going to be putting it right there because I expect a lot, and I think it's going to be a pretty cool race. Maybe Chase Elliott or Denny Hamlin, drivers like them, could get a win here. So I can't wait for Circuit of the Americas, out in Austin, Texas. Oh, it sounds cool. I can't wait to see how it's going to turn out because, another road course. Oh man, that's gonna be something. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is my tier list right here. Let me know what you guys would rank these 2021 racetracks in the comment section below. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I will be doing a tier list next week, but it's gonna be with Xfinity Series drivers We'll go based on this year, and maybe a couple months later, we'll do 2021 Xfinity drivers. But for now, I got these drivers right here. So yeah, that's going to be it. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace out.